of Benin calls for protection of NYSC members. Iseyamo promises modern markets, fire service units. With Obaseki, PDP sure of victory, Ikeyin, Deputy DG Campaign Council speaks upon this. APC raises alarm over PDP's plan to rig election. With deregulation, we will fix 4 refineries, says Silva. COVID-19, how we averted food crisis, says Buhari. Ngwayi inaugurates Committee on Government Property Status. Federal government to spend $2.3 billion on first phase of presidential power initiatives. Economy will be 21% digitally driven by 2021, says Pantami. Lagos Partners Century Group DPR on HSE. Name change. Eventual unions to short RKS September 14. Nigeria needs more cancer diagnosis and treatment center. Green Life Pharmaceutical Board speaks upon this. Fire gods Ondo INEC office. Security operatives bar lawmakers from assembly complex. INEC to deploy 3,000 thermometers in Edo-Ondo elections. And that's according to Yakubu. Fuel, electricity tariff, VAT increment, police arrest 18 protesters and 4 journalists in Lagos. Government to spend $2.3 billion on phase of presidential power initiative. Why I backed Adesina for AFDB job, says Buhari. Widow of slain militia, Ghana, politicians betrayed my husband. 5 billion naira compensation. Still keeping up with other stories now. COVID-19, okay, did take that on averting food crisis. APC to revamp abandoned farms and ranches, says Iseyamo. Iseyamo promises modern markets, fire service units. Obaseki urges stakeholders to support campaign on protection of forest belt. With Obaseki, PDP sure of victory, says the Deputy DG of Campaign Council now. And other stories of interest this morning, Taraba governor stockpiling arms, planning to rig polls. That's according to the APC. And finally, for now, APC raises alarm over PDP's plan to rig elections. These are some of the stories that make up the Sun newspaper today's collection of stories for the 11th of September 2020.
All right, let's move on to the Nation newspaper now. Man spends 67.38 billion naira on power generation. That should be the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria. Presidency, 100,000 MSMEs to get 50,000 naira each as stimulus grant. Subsidy removal will fetch Nigeria 1 trillion naira yearly. Federal government okays $2.3 billion for 7,000 megawatts power. Fire guts Ondo INEC office. How viable are deep seaports outside Lagos? Malabu. Adoke calls for debriefing of Nigeria's lawyer over contradiction in court. Memoranda submission deadline is now September 25. APM terminals boost efficiency with scalable 4G wireless network. New electricity tariff exploitative. Find out who is picking up on this. Rumblings in the MPFL. Unresolved riddles over contract of players and coaches. NIMASA moves to change terms of trade on crude freighting. North Central Forum can't threaten North unity, says the ACF. Tackling gas flaring with mini LNG plants. Local manufacturers fault 35% beta import incentive. And to some story on Ghana, Army pushes for 50 million ransom from Otom. Impact of Karma 2020 on entrepreneurship. Why we resign from NESG by bank CEOs. Positive cases remain low despite rise in sample collection, says the Presidential Task Force now. We also have this one that says, why we resigned from NESG by bank CEOs. I think we'll stop for now on the headlines that is appearing on the Nation newspaper for this morning.
Let's take a look at the Vanguard now. NIMET predicts thundery, cloudy weather conditions for Friday to Sunday. Doctor strike, enough is enough. CMSA building lawyers' capacity to meet demands of evolving capital market, says Obi Degwe. And then you also would find manufacturers spent 38% production cost on power in 2019. Edo Muslims back Obaseki, Shuaibu's re-election. Bakassi local government chairman to federal government, return our oil wells or settle us properly. Hypertension, cancer, HIV killing 600,000 Nigerians annually, says NCD Alliance. Gina Malaya is not a fool. That's according to, a story you have to read up in detail there. Harvard's Avates takes over Tomori's Chelsea Sheds. Fighting COVID-19 in Africa. Although 2020, NYSC members need protection because of politicians' desperation, says Obobini. NACON, Jai's Bank signed agreement on Arch Savings Scheme. COVID-19, 10% of positive cases in Nigeria are children, says Health Minister. Eberechi Eze headlines Championship Team of the Year. NSE intensifies efforts to introduce derivatives to Nigeria's capital market. On capacity building now, NAF graduates 29 new pilots. INEC deploys 5 additional RECs, 3 national commissioners, 13,000 staff to Edo. Charcoal dealer jailed 3 years for 21 million naira fraud. And man with 2,886 ATM cards caught trying to travel to Dubai. Over 5,100 card readers meant for October poll bond in Ondo INEC Ifeno. Create additional states, local governments in Southeast or Hanese, tells Buhari with regards to this. These are some of the stories as you can easily read up from the Vanguard for today.
All right, lastly, we have the Leadership newspaper. And here are some of the headlines you find for this morning. Actors making waves in Kannywood. Dino Malaya is not a fool. All these articles you find there. And also we have it that the NESG matters of urgent attention. COVID-19, private polytechnics and COVID-19, private polytechnic proprietors seek reopening of schools. Still on COVID-19, Delta reopens cinemas and hotels, restaurants. How we averted food crisis despite COVID-19 pandemic, according to the president, Muhammadu Buhari. My Northeast experience and prayers for President Buhari. Chelsea's Batshuayi returns to Crystal Palace on loan. Oshibanjo seeks widespread equitable access to COVID-19 vaccine. Federal government begins disbursement of 2.3 trillion naira stimulus package. For 2 years, 108 civil servants not paid, captured by federal government, says the Senate. Constitution review, Middle Belt 6, 19 new states, 12 provinces. What Buhari must do before Edo elections. Amnesty program separating facts from fictions. Polio eradication, lest we forget. Between asset disclosure and asset forfeitures. Experts, stakeholders disagree over fuel and electricity hike. Lobby other regions and Senate tells proponents of state creation. North Central Intelligentsia regroup in Abuja from North Central People's Forum. Oshibanjo led tripartite committee upbeat on optimum services and delivery, says Lawan. APC slams Atiku over the regulation comments. not run for reappointment in our commission, says INEC. All-inclusive governance critical in Kaduna, says Magaji. And lastly, we spent 20 billion naira on health workers allowance, says the federal government.
Many thanks for listening in to all the headlines we shared with you. They're available on our Facebook page. Go there and yes, get a chance to read up on all the headlines. Send your messages on Twitter at Nigeria Info ABJ, at Femidi Live. We'll also do fine at SWAT_Moi. Moi spelled with the MOII at the end of it. Write in on Telegram or WhatsApp on 080-999-30137. For those choosing to join us via the telephone line, we do remember that we do not, your comments make a part of our broadcast, but essentially we do frown strongly at hate speech, abusive language, fake news, and the likes of it. Do all you can to make sure your broadcasts or your comments are broadcast worthy, responsible in nature. And as we connect with you, you have a period of 60 seconds to make your views known on the show. Welcome to the show. Let's take your calls right now. Good morning to you. You're welcome.